next slide. I wanted to come back to this as an intro to some of the discussion, because I have a little problem accepting the price for number 2, the excavation. It just seems to be so expensive. I mean, how much can it cost to just dig up 20 acres and take it away? It just, I mean, I'm not an engineer, so I'm hoping that Melanie can explain that a little more later. The other point I had a question about was for number 2, the excavation. It got a low score on implementability, meaning it would be hard to do. It would be hard to dig it up. And I think I said this a year ago or so, but you know, the Navy has Top Gun and the Blue Angels and submarines that can go around the world underwater and never come up. How hard is it to move a little dirt? So maybe we can, you know, start off the conversation with something like that after we get something to eat.
What's the cost up there? I can't see that.
$332 million.
That's all?
That's for the excavation, Espanola. For the containment and the spot cleanup and the groundwater, it's more like 80 million. So it's about 4 times more expensive, according to those estimates.
Will it ever reach the figure that I gave you in 2001, $10 billion?
I hope not. I'm looking for my bailout, and I think it would be a little tough to get.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, the food is here. So
They're not ready yet. Keep going.
I thought they were.
No, they're still working, honey. Keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Maybe
waiting
there's
for
one more
you.
slide.
There one more slide?
That's it. Okay. No more slides. So.
No, that's good though. That's a partial status for
Well, I've had a lot of extras that weren't part of the actual show, but just as kind as kind of a an overall summary, and this might not be quite up to date. You can see that parcel A, which is the central flesh-colored area there, that's already under construction. B, the methane and mercury has been cleaned up. The petroleum plan is under review now, I believe. C, the proposed plan was announced, and we had a public meeting about it 2 months ago. D1 we talked about. D2 has had a draft final ROD. E, I abbreviated that, but what is the actual status there on E?
E, the feasibility study is going to come out in June.
Okay, so in June, that will be catching up with E2.
That's a good way to look at it.
Okay. And F, which is the underwater portion, that's actively being looked at right now. There's going to be a meeting this month to get more detail on what to do about F.
Right.
In F, there were PCBs by Yosemite Slough, and there were some metals, mercury, I think, up near the northeast corner by
Yeah,
Point of
off
Isadero.
parcel C there, so the mercury is up, yeah, up a little more. Yeah,
right about
right
there.
there.
Right about there.
Right about here, right?
Yeah.
So those are the 2 main concerns in the underwater areas. And then G, there will be a record of decision.
It's done.
It's done? Okay, great. And
Utility corridors.
G, let me see, G is primarily now paved with buildings, and it's going to remain that way, right?
Right.
Until the stadium, if it does, gets
Or
put in there.
non-stadium.
Right, okay. And UC1 we talked about, and UC2 is close behind.
Right.
So
Oh.
that